All right.
All right, we are recording. Hey, Yasmin, how are you?
Hi, good.
I want to start by just reminding you that I am not yet a certified counselor, close but not quite. That this video fulfills a requirement for one of my classes, and that if at any point you want to stop and you feel uncomfortable and you want to quit recording, we can definitely do that. Does that sound good?
Yes.
Okay. Also, our limits of confidentiality. Remember, if you mention that you're going to harm yourself, somebody else, or there is child abuse or elderly abuse reported, that I would have to in turn report that. Other than that, everything else remains confidential between us.
Great.
Sounds good? Okay.
Yes.
So how have you been?
So things have been good. I'm back to work, so that's been on it wasn't really on my mind because um I don't go to HR to sign my paperwork till Friday, so I don't know. I just haven't. So now, anyways, now that we're back at it, it's like, I'm starting to think about the first day and the first week and teaching something new, and then also like more than tripling the number of students that I'm used to, which is a big deal. I'm going to cut down the time that I spend with them, so I'm only going to have 50 minutes with them, but I'm going to see like about 30 kids per class. So it'll be crazy. New challenge, that's always how teaching is. You have new challenges every year. And so, yeah, that's kind of what's going on. Just meeting my new work family and getting ready.
So since the last time we talked, have you been able to maintain that routine that you were setting up for yourself?
Yeah, I think it's been good, even though work has been stressful, and after the summer, it's hard to get back into waking up early routine. I've been trying to still work out. When I get home, I try not to just tucker out. Like I try and maybe go get dinner or go take a walk if it's nice outside. Just so I'm not going to work and sleeping. You can get
Right.
into that pattern.
Very
So,
easily.
yeah,
How has your relationship with Alex been?
it's been good. Yeah, things are good. We're um, trying to plan our wedding, and that's been good. So,
Good.
yeah, things are really good. We have had a lot of family in town, so
That's good.
that's been good. But it's kind of nice to have the house back to ourselves and,
Mhm.
just back to our
Resettle.
normal. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Mhm.
awesome.
Yeah.
Um, what has been your favorite part about your new school so far?
So I feel so lucky to have something so similar to what I'm used to. I mean, you hear nightmares about people. Well, it's change. I mean, if you go from somewhere where you have a lot of teamwork and a lot of
Right.
collaboration, and then you go somewhere where there's not, it's hard. And so I anticipated it, but
Good.
it seems like I'm I'm on a team that's real collaborative. It's kind of funny because I have the most experience on the team.
Oh, cool.
um, yeah. I mean, but I feel like I can help them a lot. I mean, they taught the content for
Mhm.
a year, and then I have the teaching experience. So I think we can really collaborate. One of my coworkers came in January last year, which was really hard, and so
Yeah.
I'm kind of walking her through the first day of school. She's never done it before, and so, anyways, long story short, I'm liking that, and just feeling like it's a family. Also, cutting down on my commute has
Ugh,
been life changing
amazing.
and amazing for my stress.
Yeah, for
It's just
sure.
so nice to walk out the door and be home in 15 minutes. So
Isn't it crazy how things you get so accustomed to you don't realize are contributing to that stress level?
it's mind blowing. Like, I can't even believe I did that for 5 years.
Right. Because it just became part of your everyday routine.
Yeah,
And then now that you're not, it's like, oh, well, that had a lot to do with it.
absolutely. Yeah,
You're not
yeah,
getting home road raged or anything. You're like actually
exactly.
relaxed still.
Right.
Cool. What about the content? Since you're switching contents, going from math to science, is that something you're excited about?
I don't know. I find myself getting a little sad. Like we had PD sessions today where we just traveled around to different classrooms, and I was in a math classroom with the math posters and the math teachers, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm not a math teacher anymore. And it's funny because I went into teaching to be a science teacher.
Right.
But we have a little bit of a different team. So instead of just being on a science team, I share kids with a specific ELA history and math teacher. So I'm kind of thinking through
Oh,
our teaming, I can and planning, I can maybe include math
yeah.
or help the teacher that teaches math, or if, I mean for sure help the kids. So I
They're
can
more
somehow.
like pods than just
Oh,
random scheduling.
yeah, exactly. So we share all the same kids. It's going to be different, way different.
That's
But,
really cool. What
yeah.
science specifically are you teaching?
So I'm seventh grade, and science it's kind of like math. It's a little bit of everything. It's not. I think in Texas it was more like just life science, but
Right.
it's a little bit of earth science, a little bit of physics, chemistry. Like I'm starting with chemistry.
I'm
Crazy.
so excited to hear you like nerd
Yeah.
out over that because I know you're going to be like super into it because you had to
I know
work to nerd out on the math a little bit and now it's going to be like
it did, but
very
yeah, it's
natural.
gonna be great. It's gonna be super good. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
And I can teach. I can teach, and so we'll
That's
make
cool
it.
though. And that's like with your team being such a mix of people, like what they can bring to the content, you can bring to the pedagogy and just kind of blend and play on each other's strengths.
Yeah.
What about the other teachers, like the math and history and
So they seem okay. I met them for the first time today. It was all kind of just overwhelming being the new girl, but it was great. I mean, I'm excited one of our team members is a resource teacher, and he's in his second year and pretty low confidence, a little hesitant. And so I was really excited to tell him, like, I can help you. Like, I
right.
did this,
That's
um,
cool.
and I've done SPED, and I have tricks and tools, and um, so that's really fun. I mean, just being able to share what I know, because that's how I learned. If you guys, or if my team hadn't
Right.
have shared with me, then I wouldn't have ever gotten to where I got.
For
So
sure. It's a, I imagine it's not as stressful being the new person when you know that you have quite a bit to bring to the table.
it's so much better. Yeah. So I'm really excited. I'm learning some new strategies. We are. I learned a new term. We're a trauma impacted campus. So we're a Title I campus, but
Hmm.
specifically it's trauma impacted. So as I've asked more questions about that, a lot of our kids come from trauma. So parents in prison, foster care, homelessness, etc. So I mean, I've worked in a Title I, but
Right.
sounds pretty, like the kids really do have a rough situations.
So
So
is it zoned differently to make that a specific trauma campus,
it's
or
just
is
the
it
area of
just
of
happen?
Reno. Yeah, it's just the area. Yeah, it's
Okay.
just the real estate here is very expensive.
Huh.
I mean, the median home prices are almost $500,000 for the median.
Wow.
And so on the outskirts of the city where you have a little bit
Yeah,
cheaper real estate, I guess that's where they go because that's where they have to go.
that's where they
Yeah.
have to go.
Mhm.
Interesting. So have they will there be specific training for you, or do they just say roll with the punches, or
I mean, so we're learning something called restorative circles, which is really
yeah.
interesting. Yeah, so I really like that. I learned about that today. Um, yeah, just and I'm kind of excited pressure of testing on me, because I
Mhm.
feel like if we're having a bad day, I can just feel like everybody get in a circle, like, and
Absolutely.
just start the restorative circle, because like they need that. They don't
Yes.
need to learn about like photosynthesis that day.
Right. Just forget about it. Let's
Yeah.
talk about life. Restorative circles are super powerful. That's something that I've had a
I
couple of
think
trainings
so.
on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Super powerful. And I think it's stuff like from our past that we can definitely bring to that, like the if you really knew me type of situations and
Yeah. And
just
it
that,
makes you more sensitive.
right. So it sounds like you are like diving head first and you got it under control and things seem to be kind of panning themselves out since y'all moved.
Yeah,
Is it
things have been good. Things have been great. Things are panning out. So, you
awesome?
take risks and keep your fingers crossed.
You just seem more relaxed than what you were in our previous sessions about kind of everything unfolding. Hi, Willow Bear. Sweet baby. She helps. Is there anything that you foresee at the beginning of this school year, maybe being a little more challenging than you were anticipating, or
I think just crowd control. And I think the way I'm going to deal with it is I'm going to do a lot of grouping.
yeah,
So I'm trying to come up with strategies, just get them in groups so I can deal with like 6 groups instead of 35
hmm
kids or 30 kids.
small chunks.
Small chunks, and we'll make it work. We'll make it work. So yeah, just
What, as far as like your classes, are you more general ed, or are you going to have some special ed
that's a great
population?
question. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have a mix, and
Okay,
yeah, yeah, but it'll be nice to be working with their other teachers and like the resource
right.
teacher.
That was so. Are their laws the same as Texas as far as special ed? I know you're really good with the sped population as far as having inclusion aides and people there for support.
So yeah, so it seems like math and ELA are taken care of. They're really low at the data today. They tanked. I
Yeah,
just it's almost painful that I know I can be a part of the process, but it's almost painful that I can't be part of the solution like 100%.
you're like, wait, I know
Um,
how to fix that.
I know, like, wait a second, like I can fix that. You
Yeah.
you have to sell your soul, but
hmm
I,
It's
I
worth
can,
it.
yeah. So anyways, yeah, just it. You just take it day by day, honestly, and then try and be reflective and make
Right.
changes as needed. And um, but I'm really excited to not have that test in the way. That'll be
Amen.
fun.
It'll be fun. Like you said, with the restorative circles, just to be like, you know
Yeah,
what?
yeah,
Photosynthesis can wait till tomorrow.
that's right.
And it can be different for each class or whatever you need it. Way more flexible options
Mhm.
for what you need it to be. That's really cool. Is are you set up like a lab in your room?
Yeah, so I have a huge room. It's ginormous. So we'll be doing routines to not run. And I mean, I don't know, you get in there and you just want to run. It's like a track. It's
Right.
huge.
It's huge.
Um, yeah, but it's been good. I'm just trying to declutter a little bit. I have like a lab closet, like a chemical closet, and
Mhm.
so that's cool. And yeah, just making it my own because you're in there so much.
Right.
I walked into like white walls, and I was like, no, this is not going to work for me.
Do you so I'm curious about like the lab tables. So you mentioned you want to do a lot of grouping. Do you think that the lab tables would pose difficulty for that? I've just never had
That's a
those.
great question. Yeah, I mean, there's not as many options. I should Google that. It's a really good, yeah, because we're so used to tables,
Or you could do like groups of 2 or groups of 3 or groups of 4, however you want to do it that day. But with the labs, I mean, it's hard to separate them and
One
it's
thing
hard
we
to,
do have is we have chairs. So the chairs are mobile, which
okay.
you could, rather than just having 2 students sitting behind a lab desk, there could
Mhm.
be, it could be more like a dinner table,
That's cool.
you know, one on each end. And then with the big middle section, I'd probably do it like that. I've been worrying more about them leaning back in their chairs. I haven't been thinking about arrangement. So
That's I mean, that's a good point though. It is interesting, something I've never had to worry about arranging before, but I'm sure Pinterest has tons of brilliant
exactly.
ideas.
It's a big room. One of my coworkers mentioned to me to kind of set it up like a maze so the kids don't feel like they can just run,
Run straight.
you know? So
Very cool. So you feel like they're taking pretty good care of you as far as the newbie part of it and
so far so good. I'm a little bit frustrated that I'm not going to orientation till Friday. Um,
yeah,
so I can't check emails. I can't access my
yeah,
gradebook. I can't do anything. I mean, if you
gotcha.
don't have to log in at work, you can't. So that's a little bummer because I've been turned into a very OCD person about checking my emails and
Right, right,
knowing what's going on and being in the loop. And I feel like I'm kind of out of the loop, but I'm also embracing it a little bit too. Like,
right.
okay, I can't check my emails, so
Wait to worry.
right, yeah,
Wait till you get there to worry about it for
yeah.
sure.
Sometimes I'm kind of like I'm the new girl, and so I'm the new girl.
Are you the only new employee?
No, there's like 8 of us.
Oh, cool.
Out. Hmm.
So that's a nice mix where it's not everybody's brand new, but then there's also a group of you, so you're not kind of on an island by yourself.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Cool. Um, as far as like your home stuff, you and Alex getting into your routine, is he excited about you teaching again?
Yeah, I've just been, so far so good. Like on Monday, I met my students and
That's so cool.
yeah, I met my students, and I was really excited, and my coworkers, and so I'm coming home, telling stories, good stories, like,
Yeah.
about so and so, and today my coworker made us lunch. That was so sweet, and just
Oh,
like,
cool.
um, and yeah, so that makes it so much better when you're not
Right.
coming home like, oh, everything is terrible.
I'm worried about everything.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like you really got things under control and you've just whenever we first started talking as far as being so overwhelmed and not really having that routine to making your move to Nevada, which hello, that's huge, to getting settled and now starting your new job. That's incredible. Do you think that the routines as far as your self-care with your working out and your gardening and your walking the pup and all that kind of stuff, is that something you'll be able to maintain once school is in full swing?
I'm really hoping so. I mean, today I can't tell you how bad I wanted to cancel my workout. I was so tired, like, um, but I feel like I guess every time you push yourself and you actually do it, you prove
It's
to yourself a
rewarding.
little more that you can handle it, and I feel amazing now, so it really is though, like it's a decision that you have to make.
Mhm. Isn't it crazy how working out is so physical and it's for your physical health, but then it's such a mental, like,
It's
mental block to get there? Like, oh my God, I have to do this.
unbelievable. Yeah.
And then once you do it, it's like, oh, I'm so glad I did that.
Yeah, yeah, it's amazing. It's crazy the way our brains need it or love it and hate it.
I can relate to that for sure. That's awesome. But like so are you working out with a trainer?
So I'm doing a group
That's right.
workouts. So um, it's called Kaya Fit, and so there's a couple locations around town, and so they just have a few different classes you can choose. And I like, I mean, the accountability is good because
Mhm.
if I don't cancel or reschedule within 24 hours, I lose my pass.
Oh,
That was a huge thing for me today. Like, and I'm not going to lose the money I spent to
right.
this class, and so
Right. Have you established some relationships there?
Yeah. I'm starting to see new familiar faces and get to know the coaches, and so yeah, it's really good networking. They actually do a lot of networking and a lot of events outside of work,
Hmm.
which I'll probably have to check out.
Very
Meet some
cool.
people network, and yeah,
Very cool. It well,
so that of course something I want to keep.
I'm sorry you cut out. Are you there? Okay.
Yeah, good.
As far as like your schedule once you get into school, will they have classes that accommodate that?
Like work, like fitness classes.
Hmm.
Yeah. So my schedule, speaking of that, is a lot different. I school is from like 7:30
Mm.
to 2. Like those are my hours. So that's kind of cool. I mean, I'm not a morning person.
Lots of coffee.
You're right. But getting off that at that time is kind of cool. So I can make a 4:30.
I was gonna
At
say, yeah,
4:30. Yeah, so I can go home and wash my face, and so it's perfect.
that's super awesome. So it
Yeah.
can accommodate, I mean, anything. Even if you had to stay till 3:30 or whatever, like you would still have
Mhm. Yeah, they have
plenty
a
of
few a
time.
few Saturday classes, and well, they also have like your 5 a.m., you know, if I know some people prefer that.
But not if school starts that early. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's a trade-off. I mean,
Mm.
ooh, that is early, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe if I got off at 2, I could consider going
Yeah.
at that.
Or
What
2.
is your report time? Is it like
Um, I believe 7:15.
oh,
Yeah, the rules are a little different. The dress
that's
code.
fantastic.
I'm not, you
Oh,
know, it's crazy. People showing up in jeans and shorts and
a pretty relaxed dress code,
mhm,
like across the board.
relaxed. So,
That's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. Well, that's really cool. Well, I hope, like, I hope you are feeling more confident. You seem more confident and you seem more at ease with the whole situation. So I hope
yeah,
you
I wasn't sure if
internalize
I
that.
wanted to teach again in May, but I
Mhm.
am actually really excited. Meeting those kids on Monday, like, I don't, it was amazing. It like
Yeah.
melted my heart. And so I knew that I'm doing the right thing by doing it again. So,
Yeah, absolutely. Once your heart's in it, you kind of get sucked in time and time again.
yeah, yeah.
And I think maybe, and I'm just thinking out loud, but maybe like the change of pace is exactly the kind of refresh that you needed when you were so
Yeah.
done with it in May. Like teaching a
I
different
think
grade level.
exactly. I think my biggest reflection has been that change is scary,
Mm,
and but if you give it time, and you
right.
trust the process, and you have to do your part too. I knew I had to be proactive and get a job, and even though it was
Yeah,
scary, and but you just do it. Like I said earlier, you do it one day after another.
I'm
Uh,
super impressed.
so hey, I'm lucky. I'm lucky to have the support I have, and so yeah, school starts Monday.
Wow. So
Hmm.
just like that, that's amazing. But you and Alex have just done a really good job of like, this is what we're gonna do. We're just gonna jump in it and going
Yeah,
from being real like static in one place, like with the Georgetown area, like we're just gonna stay here. And then,
yep,
I mean, some people just, they let the fear take over and never take that leap. And you guys did a really good job of just do it.
absolutely.
That's
I think so
awesome.
too. Yep, it
That's
worked out.
awesome. And engaged and planning a wedding and going
No,
back to school and doing all that stuff. And you are like so at ease, and I love it.
super cool.
Super,
Great. It was much needed because it was not
yes.
going well.
Super, super awesome. Well, I will talk to you again in a couple of weeks as far as maintaining that routine and making sure that, whatever you're doing for your self care and really taking care of yourself is something that you are able to keep up. But it sounds like you totally got it down pat now. So,
Well, thank you for all your help and all
yes,
your positive reinforcement and validation.
thanks for meeting with me.